Hello everyone, this is me Pooja Training Wali from Rehan AI Teachers Training Base 21. Hope you all are doing well. Today I am going to give a review of the very inspiring TED Talk, that is Neuroscience Pathways from Lab to Classroom, presented by Dr. Judy Willis. This talk is very inspiring, very informative, and especially important for students, for teachers, and anyone who is interested in learning. Before starting my review on this TED Talk, I would like to give a short intro of Judy Willis. Judy Willis is a neurologist and also a teacher. She was a doctor by profession and she also worked as a brain doctor for many years. And later she became a teacher. Because of this, she understand both how the brain works and how students learn in classroom. Her main goal is to connect brain science, that is neuroscience, with education so that learning can become more easier and more effective. This was all about Dr. Judy Willis. Let's move to our review on this talk. I would like to start this talk by giving a main message of this talk. Basically, the main message of this inspiring TED talk is that if teachers understand how the brain works, they can teach much better and students can learn much better, because if teacher will teach better, definitely the student will become able to learn it better. So she explains that there is a gap between science, that she called as lab research, and classroom teaching. She was connecting science and classroom teaching in this talk, and she said that we need to build a bridge between the science and the classroom teaching. She also gives us the right definition of neuroscience, that what is neuroscience in education. She says that neuroscience means studying how our brain works. She says that as our brain is always changing, it evolves from time to time, and this changing she called as neuroplasticity. She said that the more we practice something, the stronger our brain connections become. In simple words, we can say that the more we learn and practice, the more our brain becomes smarter. She also explained about some problems that occurs in our traditional education system, that occurs in our classroom, because many classroom only focus on memorization, on curriculum, on exams, test, that how much marks you get and what grade you get in your class, and they repeat information. But she says that this type of learning is not effective in today's world, because in today's world we should learn that thing that we can understand, think, and become able to solve problem. She said that it is not effective because a student forget it quickly, because many students only memorize it till the exams. After the exams they forget all the things. So this is a not permanent learning, this is a temporary, that student gets for 1 year, and after complete their that year or their grade, they forget all the things. So she said that this learning is not effective as students forget it quickly, they lose their interest. This way of study or education can be boring or can be stressful. So, just studying for exams is not your real learning. Nowadays, teachers should focus on students' skills, their creativity, their productivity, and so on. One of the most important point that she told us in her talk is about stress. She explains that when students feel fear of something, or when they are pressurized, or when they have anxiety, then their brain blocks learning, their brain stop working, so how they can learn something. So she said that this happens because of a part of the brain that she called as amygdala, which acts like a filter. She said that if students are stressed, the brain goes into fight, flight, or freeze mode, and the as a result, the learning stops. As a result, their brain stop working. So, in simple words, she wanted to say this thing that a stressed brain cannot learn properly. So, a student should be relaxed. They should not be pressurized that they have to learn this and they have to complete this curriculum in 1 year, or they have to pass their exams. Students should not learn for passing their exams, even they should learn to do it in their real life. She also says that learning improves when a student feels happy, relaxed, and when they are interested in it, because the way we are teaching to student lectures that may be boring. So we should design our education system in such a way that people's get interest in their field, people gets entertaining something, there should be something entertaining. So she said that these all things, happiness, relaxedness, and interest, is because of a chemical in the brain that she called as dopamine. She said that dopamine can increase motivation, it improves focus and helps us to memorize things, and also makes our learning interesting, entertaining, and also enjoyable. So, when learning is fun, the brain learns fast. So, two things she differentiate, that when people are pressurized, when they have a stress, when the learning is boring, they cannot learn. Their brain block, their brain stops working, they cannot learn. But if they are happy and relaxed, and if the our education system is interesting or enjoyable, definitely their brain learns faster as compared to being uh, stressed. So she suggests some more important ways that help us to improve our learning. The one thing she said, that make your learning interesting. We can use stories, and we can involve our students in activities, and we can also explain them things by giving real life examples, so that they can enjoy it and comprehend it very well. The another thing she said, that how we can improve our learning, is that we should connect learning with a student's life. So if we connect it, so students see it as it is related to our life, so they can learn much more better. She says that we should give the right level of challenge. We should not give not too easy challenge, because it can be a boring, or we should not also give them too hard challenge, because it can be stressful, or they become stressed or anxious, and they feel like they have a much more burden on their head. So another thing she also suggests to improve learning is that we should encourage participation. We should involve our students in engagement, in participation. Let's allow them to ask questions and explore their knowledge, share their ideas with their teacher, with their classmates, so they can get much more knowledge. This keeps their brain definitely active and engaged. Later, she also gave us an interesting example of video games. She says that there should be a video game in our education system because games keep giving small rewards. Players feel progress in their level, and this release dopamine. That's why she said that students stay engaged in games for hours. And you can see that right now there are also some improvement in our schools, our colleges, universities, and educational institutions, because there is a one period for game or for activity, for music, and so on. So this is also a necessary part of our education system. She also talked about practice and memory. She said that repetition strengthens our brain connections, and as we know that practice helps information more into long-term memory. If you will repeat it again and again, and you will do it at the regular base, definitely it will keep in your mind, in your long-term memory for the long term. So she gave an example of riding a bicycle, because you never forget it after practice. Once you will become an expert in riding a bicycle, because this expertness doesn't come in one day. You have to ride a bicycle at your regular base so that you can ride it more perfectly. So this is all about the repetition and the practice. She also tells us about the bridging lab and classroom, because the if we conclude this talk, we can say that the main goal of our talk is to use your brain research and teaching, and help teachers design better lessons, design interesting lessons rather than boring. So she also warned at the last that not all brain based methods are correct. Some may be myth or misunderstanding. So, teachers should use science carefully and wisely. The key message of this talk is that learning becomes more powerful when a student feels safe, when they have an interesting something in their learning, when they become engaged in some activities, or they participate. Definitely, if they participate, their brain will engage and their brain will work more better and more faster. And the another thing, she also talked that emotions should be positive to become our learning powerful. So if I give my opinion about this talk, so in my opinion, this talk is very, very useful and eye-opening, and very, very helpful for students and for teachers and for those who wanted to learn something. I really liked how Dr. Judy Willis explained the learning in a some way, simple way, using brain sounds, using brain science. I really learned that stress is the biggest enemy of learning, no doubt. And enjoyment and interest are also very important factor of our learning, important element that can affect our learning very much. And teachers should also focus on understanding, not just memorization, not just make them sure to pass their exams or getting good marks or getting good grades. So this talk, again I am saying that very very helpful for students, for parents, and for teachers, because it changes how we think about education. So at the last, I would also like to give a message to my audience that don't just study to pass exams. Study to understand something, to comprehend, to think deeply, and also to solve problems. Make your learning fun and interesting, and stay relaxed and confident while learning, and also stay connected with me for more upcoming sessions. Inshallah, we'll meet you in another session. Till then, Allah Hafiz.